Michigan Congressman Dave Camp will be attending as the top Republican on the House Ways and Means Committee. Sir, I guess my first question to you, based on what we just heard from Congressman Clyburn, is if Democrats have a deal or are getting very close to a deal, does that discourage you about the utility of this summit?
Well, Savannah, I think that's been part of the problem all the way along. This has been Democrats talking to Democrats in secret, not including Republicans. It hasn't been a bipartisan effort. I think the American people have said on big things they'd like to see a bipartisan effort. I think that's what the president's trying to do by inviting us to the White House for this summit, finding what ideas we have and that Democrats have that might move this forward. I think what we need to do is focus enormous bill, 2,000 plus pages. It raises taxes, puts government in charge of people's health care, and doesn't bring down costs. What we want to focus on is how can we make health insurance more affordable as a beginning step to comprehensive health care reform. Rather than one big bill, let's go step by step and find out where we can agree. So I plan to go to the forum. I think it is an opportunity, but if they've already got a deal done, I guess I agree with you. I don't see much purpose in going forward.
Well, I mean, on the other hand, and I think what you just said reflects this, you feel like it's time for Democrats to shelve the bill, shelve all the work that they've already done on health care reform, and essentially start over. That is something they are not willing to do. So if that's the Republican position, the Democrats' position is we won't start over. Where's the compromise on either side?
Well, I don't think it's a Republican position. It's what the American people have said. Poll after poll after poll shows a significant majority don't want this bill. They're saying to us we should start over. And the president, I think, has recognized election in Massachusetts, and I think that's why he had the idea to bring Republicans and Democrats together, because that hadn't been occurring. And what I'm seeing now is just more of the same, where they're going to meet with each other and find ways to push something forward. But and frankly, the process that I think I hear them potentially using won't really be fair to give the American people a chance to weigh in. And I think what they want to hear, the American people want, is to say, we've heard them. We're listening. We're going to adjust and change and move forward based on the feedback we've gotten from them.
Let me ask you this. If the president says, look, we're not going to set aside the bill we've already worked on, but I'm willing to take some of your ideas, Congressman Camp, would you be willing to go along with that?
Well, I'm going to try to present the best ideas I can, regardless of what the scenario is. I was just saying I don't know how productive it'll be, but I think we have an obligation to try to get the best legislation we can, and I think it's important to come forward and bring Republican ideas. And frankly, bringing costs down is the overarching theme that I think we want to bring, but there's specifics in terms of lawsuit reform, addressing pre-existing conditions, some insurance reforms. Those are things we can do now. Those are things that will help lower costs for families, and I think that's where the focus ought to be.
All right, Michigan Congressman Dave Camp joining us this morning. Thank you so much for your time, sir. We'll see you next week.
Thanks a lot, Savannah.